Hey, everybody, welcome to our mid-afternoon broadcast. I just started to speak. I want to welcome all of my friends that are watching this live broadcast on Facebook, as well as the folks on LinkedIn that are watching. And more important, don't want to forget all of you that are watching this on my YouTube channel, but as excited as I am to share this information, I'm really looking forward to working with the people that are participating in this live Zoom broadcast. And that's right, Carl. I have been busier than a one-arm paper hanger. So LinkedIn has made some outrageous changes over the last 3.5 weeks. These changes make it easier for you to find and talk to the right people, providing, of course, you have a clear understanding of who would be good in your business. I was working with a coaching student and we adjusted his profile, and his inbox started to fill with messages from people that wanted to know what he's doing, what he's up to. And this is not an unusual situation because more and more people are experiencing the same thing, which is why we're now going to be incorporating this into our bootcamp content. You can actually make more sales with these 5 LinkedIn profile tweaks. And one of the things, one feature that LinkedIn has added makes it easy to follow up with people, to stay current and active with the people that you know in advance, just by looking at the content of their profile and their daily activity. You know, these people could be a serious candidate for your business. I use that analogy of that candy ball with the green M&Ms. One of my students, when we made that change to his profile, hears from somebody from his past that wanted to catch up and was so anxious, he ended up calling him up on the phone.
So I had been just kind of trusting Max and going step by step through the process. And to be honest, I had this little voice in the back of my head that was saying, this isn't going to work. What are you thinking? But I decided to trust and move forward with the process anyway. And then all of a sudden, just with this profile that you're seeing now, one of my friends that I used to be in another network marketing company with, first of all, he sent me a message, a LinkedIn message. And I guess I didn't see it quick enough. He was so excited to talk to me that he actually picked up the phone within a couple hours later. And he said, "What are you doing, Wayne? What are you doing?" And then we had a phone, we had a conversation, and I said, "Yeah, I'm with this new company." Next thing you know, within 24 hours, he's now on my team. So I was pretty excited. Yeah, so
So People that you're connected to are going to notice what you're doing if people can see what you're doing. And every time LinkedIn, Facebook makes a change, they will go in and they will reset everybody's settings to their default settings. So you constantly have to be looking to see if you're as visible as you think you are. But if you only talk about your business with the people that you know needed and wanted what you're selling, you'd never experience rejection. Prospecting and recruiting can actually be fun when you talk to the right people and follow my proven four-step formula and scripts. Every day, go to your computer, you look at your messages. I remember a very good friend, top earner in his company, Brent Bryson. He used to go crazy. He could not walk by his laptop without rushing over there to see what was on there. And his message center was loaded with messages from people that clearly needed what he had. 930 million professional users are now on LinkedIn. And you can literally start conversations with anybody. But first and foremost, people have to see you. They have to see you and they have to see what you're doing. So I'm going to jump out of here. Slide this over here. Make sure you can all see it. All right, now I was having a coaching session with Bunme. And so let me unmute her.
Hi, Max.
Yeah, hi. Okay. So all of you are moving through the same process that Bunme's going through. And I'm going to use her as a case study today. So the first part of this whole process is your profile. You put yourself out there. I didn't tell you we were going to do this, but everybody's going to benefit from it. And then we're going to take a look at some of the people you're talking to. So if you look at her profile, she's out there as leveraging her experience. She's a pharmacist. Come down here, her creator mode is off. All right. I believe in helping people if I'm in a position to do so. I do not have to know someone to help them. People seek me out for advice on many subjects that affect their quality of life, and I share what I know willingly. An open invitation to anybody that looks at her profile. And then we come down and we look at her experience. Pharmacy manager. Pharmacist. Her whole everything that she's ever done, everything that she's ever touched is right here. And her network marketing experience is captured right here. Let's go back over here. And Bunny, we're going to make one little change.
Okay.
Okay. And let's just go over here for just a minute. You're a social media expert. We're gonna, which is true. You are a LinkedIn social media expert. That adds tad more of credibility to what you're doing. Now, it's all about, I have to tell you, and I've told a number of you, it's your headline. Right here. Your headline, your cover, the message that you send here to people, and obviously the picture. On a scale from 1 to 10, if we were going to grade, this would be a 10. Be a 10. And so now she's been going through the process and she's been vigorously reaching out to people. And now she's at a point where you don't have to reach out to as many. So we're going to cut back on the number from 20 a day to 10, because the people that you're talking to, I mean, you are only talking to great people. Okay. So now we come over here to the message area. And let me just back up for just a minute. Let me come back over here to your network. Because the tool that she has right here, celebrations. This is probably the best new addition that LinkedIn has made, because it gives you an opportunity to catch up with people that you were talking to before. Maybe you never responded. So we just come over here for just a second. And let's go to the birthdays, because the birthdays are easy. So, Bunny, do you know this Brad Dalton?
Not really. I mean, connected with him, but I didn't go back. I think I stopped. I can't even remember. It's been a while now.
Well, yeah, you started talking to him in September of last year. And what?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but what I was going to say is, so with the click of a button, you can remind yourself, is this somebody, what does the person do? I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
All right. Now, of course, what we did here was we stopped. We never asked him a question, but maybe because of the content of his profile, we felt there was no need to.
Yes.
Helping mission-driven entrepreneurs overcome their biggest obstacles to create massive impact, influence, and income. Okay, so we started talking to this guy last year. So we've been doing this now for 5 years. Not only do you want to know what someone does right now, you want to know what did they do before. So you've got these millions of coaches, there's so many people that claim to do the same thing. Helping mission-driven entrepreneurs overcome their biggest obstacle. What are those obstacles? What are those obstacles? I thought that the biggest obstacle that serious entrepreneurs would want to overcome, which is having great people to talk to. And truthfully, if you're a serious entrepreneur, serious, you need to be in network marketing. Okay? Because there's no other industry out there where you can leverage an investment of a few bucks. Doesn't matter what the amount of the investment was. You can leverage that, start a legitimate business, and with no limits to the size team you want to build, to the size organization, the where you want to do. There's no limits. And month after month, the best part about the whole process is you're generating residual income. You make the sale one time and you get paid every month. They reorder month after month after month after month. It keeps going. If you didn't do anything else, as long as those people kept buying those products, you'd still get paid. Now, take that one example and multiply it times 5,000 people. And we're talking about living well. And there's no other industry that has helped more people become 6- and 7-figure income earners. In fact, I read a statistic the other day that I think that the statistic is it might be 20% of the people that are making a 6-figure income, 20%, or 20% of the population that's making a 6-figure income are women. Okay. And out of that 20%, 82% of that 20% are involved in network marketing. That's called a clue. And that number is going to continue to increase. So the question here would be, what did he do before? Here he is a coach. He's been doing this since 2017. So how did he become a coach? Who taught him the things that he needs to know to be a coach? Anybody could be a coach. Keynote speaker. So what did this guy, an author, best-selling, DNA of a Winner. He's got a podcast. All of this is 2019, 2020. So here, he's a teacher and baseball coach. Elementary school, he's using educator, teacher. Okay, so here's somebody that back 20 years ago was a high school teacher. And then a coach. And from doing all of this, he writes a book and he starts promoting the DNA of a Winner. All right. So you're having a conversation with someone like this. It's all about questions. It's all about questions. So you look at this, helping mission-driven entrepreneurs overcome their biggest obstacle to creating massive impact. What is it? Okay. The biggest obstacles. So he doesn't list what they are. So if we came back over here, let's go to message. So what happened was you reached out to him back in September last year. But he got much more active in 2019. That's when it started. Okay. So, and again, he hit him with this thing about Microsoft. Now, we want to restart the conversation. Okay. Different ways to do it. One way, well, let's have an end result in mind. Okay, let's think about how do we want this conversation to play out? Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to restart personal transformation. Okay, so he works with a lot of entrepreneurs. One question we want to ask him during his time working as helping entrepreneurs, has he worked with many people in network marketing? Do you help network marketers? And what does he find and how does he help? Interesting question. I mean, this guy really has built up a list. Now, for example, we know more about LinkedIn than he does. He's following their play. And so you can see he's got 7,100 followers. And if you weren't already connected to him, you'd get a follow button. So the question is, has he worked with network marketers? And if he has, what were their problems that he helped them with? And then, of course, an obvious question would be, and you're going to find that as he brings up those topics, you've got all of those handled. So the next question would be, has he ever gotten involved with a network marketing company himself? All right. Or since you've been doing it for so long, we could assume that he has, and we could say, what network marketing companies have you worked with? If he hasn't, again, we have a script for that. See, he only makes money when he sells whatever he's selling. So one way to get the thing going, well, March 26th was his birthday. Wow. Great way, great opportunity. So we don't even have to think about how we're going to start the conversation. So we pop over here. Now, what we don't want to do is use their gift. See what happens? 50% of the time, they're not working. People go back and look. We typed in boom, nothing. But that's not a big deal for Bunny because we're just going to pop over here. We've saved them on our computer. Okay, and so we'll send him happy birthday gift. LinkedIn. Now, if we sent it on his birthday, which was the 26th, it would have been buried with all the other happy birthdays. Belated. Whoops. Okay, we get that out of the way. Now, first, I hope you've been well. Question. I was wondering, since you remember, it's always a better idea to use their words. Since you help I was wondering, if you had worked with any network marketers. Where's our goal? Find out what we talked about, and very possibly we could point out to him that people like him, unless they've got some kind of residual income, so lots of people like Brad are all engaged in a network marketing company. All right, so we're gonna finish with him. And so now, just looking at the people that you're connected to that are having a birthday. So every day, you want to go in here and you want to pick out maybe 5. I mean, you could almost spend the whole day doing this. Okay, so this goes back to 2021. This was before Max.
Yes.
Okay. So, but again, you know, there's no reason, you know, the question is, you'd only want to resurrect the conversation if you could see a need.
Yes.
You can't see the need, then, you know, it's okay. So let's come back over here to the gold. Because the gold is right here. All right. Now, so scrolling down, we could see, here's somebody that wants to connect with you. And of course, we know what we're going to do with Natasha, right?
Yes.
I mean, you got to love these. Let's come down a little further. Is there someone else you want to look at this? You can see this is, you sent them the first message. Now we're waiting for the second. Wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Folks, every day you want to be doing this. But every day we want to be moving your conversations to the point where we're transitioning to talk about your business, or we are talking about the business. So who did you want to look at next?
Rebecca Ribson. We've been talking back and forth. She just ended her employment with Bed Bath & Beyond. And I'm not sure yet if I should go ahead and start the
We talking about Rebecca Risbin?
yes.
Okay, now
There's still maybe a couple of questions to ask her before I think about launching.
okay. I'm glad we're looking at this because we saw this happen in 2019 with COVID. Stores got shut down. Worse, stores didn't open. They were ordered by the government not to open. California businesses went out of business because they couldn't open. Gyms, restaurants, retail stores, people couldn't go to work. As bad as a time it was a great time for network marketers. Phenomenal time. And so now we're in a similar situation because of the economy. Huge companies are laying people off. Now, you know, what happened back then was a company they'd close their store and when they opened up slowly. I mean, and they closed. They didn't have to pay these people. So here, look at this. Look at this. Working for a company for 16 years. And now the company's going out of business. And there are 56,000 people in Bed Bath & Beyond on LinkedIn right now. Before that, you worked for Home Depot, retail. But she advanced. She rank advanced. She went from being a customer service foods key cashier at a restaurant, at a market, eight years at Home Depot. And then, man, she paid her dues and now she's losing everything. Of course, the question is, when are they going to close? Now, you have to understand the situation. 16 years managing a store. What you want to know and understand about someone in that position is, what did they enjoy doing at that store? I mean, just because you're a store manager, I mean, you wear a lot of hats. What was important to her? What did she really enjoy doing? You know, some store managers, oh man, I enjoy merchandising. I enjoy the seasons coming up with different stuff. That's what she loved about it. As a manager, she had people working for her that did different things, but who did the training? What did she really enjoy? Now, the answer that you're looking for is someone in retail that enjoyed team building, someone in retail management that enjoyed training, teaching someone that didn't know how to sell, teaching them to overcome their fear, teaching them to be the best that they can be. That's what the managers that you want to talk to love to do. Okay. And so that becomes one of our mental, little qualifiers. Because the other part is, I mean, she could be a manager for 16 years, but she could have been hell on wheels. Everybody hated her. She could have had the highest turnover in the chain. She could have been she could have been a tyrant.
Yeah.
So again, these are little things. And as we learn the little nuggets of information, that makes it easier to come back and show her or suggest to Rebecca, listen, you're one of the nicest people that I've had the pleasure to meet. I'm so glad we're connected. And I really look forward to a long, continuous, friendship here. Where else can you meet such great, phenomenal people that you can meet on LinkedIn? I mean, it's amazing. Unfortunately, it's getting muddied, it's getting polluted, but you can still pick out the wonderful people that you want to talk to, that you enjoy talking to. And so we know what she does. She's going to come back and ask you what you do. Look, I've been a pharmacist for X amount of years. I've also been successful in real estate. So people look at your profile and they go, here is somebody hands down successful. If I was going to get into business with somebody, I'd want to get into business with somebody like you. Now, what about Rebecca? You're looking for people to join your team. And what does your team comprise of? Your team is comprised of 5 key people. She could be one of them, who is entrepreneurial, mission-driven, who loves helping people be the best that they can be. So all of the things, Rebecca, that you loved doing when you were working at that store, building teams. How many teams did you build for Home Depot? Retail store managers that love to train. That's what they do. They'll go in, they'll work for a store, they'll build a team. The owners of the company make money, the stockholders make money. They get a nice salary and an occasional bonus based on performance until the store closes, and then they got to do it again with someone else. So that's why, Rebecca, so many of the retail managers that I work with on LinkedIn are all jumping into a whole new field where they could launch new careers, continue to do the things they love to do, training people, building teams, and now helping entrepreneurial entrepreneurs build their own teams. And in the process, generating a growing stream of residual income. How many more companies, Rebecca, are you going to go to work for where you're going to build teams when you could be literally starting your own business? You got to be careful with that word, starting your own business, because that intimidates a lot of people. That's why sometimes it's better to say generating a side hustle, making extra income on the internet, that whole notion starting a business can intimidate a lot of people, and there's no reason to do that. So the question for her, okay, is going to be, number one, when's her store closing?
The store closed, I think, this week, or no, last week, I think.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So her store just closed.
Yes.
And so up until that time, all of this conversation that you're having here, warming her up, getting to know her. Okay. And she's seeking a new job. That was in February. Now she could be seeking a new job, but right now she's working. So how has she found a new job yet?
Not yet.
So work for the company for 15 years, it's going to be difficult to start over. There are hundreds of motivating quotes on the internet that you can use to pick people up. Something doesn't work, change the plan, don't change your goal. So what did you enjoy doing the most? Okay. My role as manager and assisting customers with their needs. What about the employees, Rebecca? What about the employees? What about your coworkers? This was back in February. And then you ask somebody what they do, and they're going to come back and they're going to ask you what you do 85% of the time. It's a given. It's a pattern. And again, we didn't talk to her for 2 weeks. I'm sorry for my delayed response. The end of the month, my internet business gets crazy. Last few days of the month, I really haven't had a chance to message a lot of people. As for what I do, I worked as a pharmacist for over 32 years. I also have a successful real estate and investment company and an internet business. And every time somebody asks, what do you do? It's right here. Right here. It's all you have to. And what you're going to find, and let me ask you, Bunmi, have you ever used that line in face-to-face situation when someone wanted to know what you do?
Yes, I do it now.
Right. Well, that didn't take long. Right. Because it creates curiosity. Okay. And it's a short way to just basically let people know what you do. So she never, let's see, she never asked you, never responded to that, which is okay. But again, see, we didn't answer your question. Oh, wait a minute, no, we didn't answer your question. See, when you ask questions, what that does is it, the last thing that a person sees is that question mark. Now, if we ask a simple question, a question that they can answer without thinking about it, you're going to get a fast response. If they have to think about it, depending upon what they're doing, what's going on behind the scenes, they might not want to devote the time to answering that. What job are you looking for? Right? And so we started it up again, boom. You send us at 119, 121, boom, she came right back. So later in the day, we sent her this. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destination. And here we go. It's a shame that you devoted 16 years to the company only to lose your job. transition. Many of my friends in retail management that went through what you're going through found it hard to find a job that paid what they were making in their previous job and actually left retail management. How's your search going? I'm having the same problem. But I'll probably stay in retail. I didn't finish college, so I don't have anything to fall back on. So I beg to differ with you. With all of your experience in retail at the level you were working, there are many opportunities. Now, did you do this or did I do this?
You did.
I'm saying, I'm so, whoa. Okay. But you see, once you got it,
Yes.
you can use this over and over and over again. You got it. You got the words. So with all your experience, but and what you've done a great job at doing is connecting with people that this will fit for. Now we need to find, and what we don't know, we're going to get from their answers to additional questions. So with all your experience in retail that you were working, there are many opportunities out there that you would excel at doing and enjoy as much as you enjoyed retail. You may also find that if you're able to get another management position in retail, that the salaries being offered will be less than what you're currently making. How much longer will you be working at your store? And you see, when you talk to people like this, you're getting more information. So about the store and those circumstances that you can use with other people that work for the same store. My store is closing in 12 days. I'll be there another week after, so hard to see it all come to an end. So we deleted this message: experience what you get when you didn't get what you wanted. It's too bad to end your career with them that way. Will you be getting any severance pay? 16 years. They stopped giving gold watches away years ago, but no, they're not giving, and they took away our 401k match. 15 years of loyalty and dedication. And there are tens of thousands of people out there that not only work for Bed Bath & Beyond, but work for other companies. They're all looking for their next opportunity. This is what we mean about sending the gifts or 15 years of loyalty, dedication with no severance pay. That's a shame. How are you doing with your job search? Well, she didn't answer. Why? Because she's still working there. Remember, we want to ask questions. So we sent her an image. Don't be afraid to start over. It's a brand new opportunity to build what you truly want. Put it in their box. Now that your store has closed and you're counting the last week that you'll be working, what did you enjoy doing the most? I enjoyed being a manager and building relationships. I enjoyed all the product knowledge and customer service training that I received over the years. It is sad to be here in this empty building thinking about all the years of hard work I put in. Time for the next chapter of my life. I enjoy being a manager and building relationships. What about the training? All right.
That's where I think I didn't ask the right question there.
No. Okay, no. What? So let's see what you asked. What did you enjoy?
Yeah, I wanted to find out about the training and team building, but then I wrote the wrong question.
Well, what did you enjoy? in being a manager and building relationships while you were there. So again, she looked at that, and it's not an easy question for her to answer.
Yes.
But you're going to go through tough times, that's life. But I say nothing ever happens to you, it happens for you. See the positive in negative effects. It always has more power when you use someone else's words as opposed to saying it yourself. So what did you enjoy in being a manager? Well, she didn't answer. Okay, this was on Saturday. This was last Saturday?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, so-
so here we are, we're here on Wednesday. So. No good holidays we could use, so that's kind of. Send her. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up here and we're gonna look for a GIF. And there's one about. Go back to the success GIF. So let's see what this one looks like. It's not exactly the one that I'm looking for. We're gonna take it off. And we'll circle back and send the one that we're looking for. What we're gonna do is we're gonna send a message. And then we're gonna start the conversation. And so the first thing we want to ask, because it's been, well, a couple of days, is I hope you had a nice weekend. After the image. And then, how is your search for your new job going? How is your search going? Make it an easy question. Because,
Okay.
because see, what's happening in her case, she's just lost her job. Now she's going to be able to collect unemployment, get some money coming in. And she's got to go through a process, and everybody that's in her situation, and there are tens of thousands of people just like her. Number one, 16 years at the company, she's at the high end of their pay scale.
Yes.
Which means that if she goes to work for another company, unless she dazzles them what happens is she's not going to get that same salary. In fact, many cases, if people are desperate financially, they'll end up taking lower level positions because they feel like I'm going to come in here, I'm going to show them who I am, what I do, and I will work my way up again. Okay. And if that's her thought, because doesn't have a degree, this is all she knows. We know what we know, but we don't know what we don't know. Now we have a classic example in the Scripps book of someone that worked for the phone companies, training teams, building organizations for the phone company. And so one day he realized, because we planted the seed, that if you really love working with people, if you really love training people to be good at retail sales, well, you know what? There's another field that you could devote your time to. There are people today, entrepreneurs, that want to be their own boss, that are looking for ways to generate legitimate income. And there are network marketing companies that offer products that are in high demand, that people are going to continue to consume month after month after month. And so you could literally build a sales team for people, set them up, and they can set themselves up in their own business, a simple business, and you could train them to build their own teams. And the beautiful thing is everybody has the opportunity to make money, that more money than they made in retail. And in the core, and you have all of the experience, all the things that you love to do, apply completely to the network marketing business model. To be successful, what do you need? A company with a product you can be passionate about. You got to be working with someone that's successful, and you got to have good online tools. That's where you come in.
Yes.
Okay. And so now, but you got to remember that this is something new for her. She's got to go through the steps. She may get a job or two. All right. But you're looking for someone to run with that's going to be in your top 5.
Yes.
Now, sometimes you're going to get them right away. And sometimes, you know, the relationship has to evolve. But if she's gettable, again, it comes down to credibility. Remember that there are going to be hundreds of network marketers that are jumping down this person's throat.
Yes.
All right. You establish a relationship, you've got the credibility. So
Yes.
I tell you what we'll do. I'm going to finish this up, and then we'll jump back into this privately, and we'll finish up on this one, because again, she has the potential, but maybe not right away. She may have to go through all the motions, find out there's nothing for her. But in the meantime, we're going to educate her about network marketing. And if she's already got a sense of what it is, then we have to what? We have to clean it up. We have to give her the right information so that she can make the decision that works for her. And folks, that's what it's all about. So folks, this is what all of you are going to do. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's how many conversations are you having? How many times are you actually showing people the business? How many times how many times are you introducing the business? How many times are you transitioning to talk about the business? And of course, ultimately, we want to be showing 5 people a day, 3 or 4 people a day, up to 5 people a day about the business. And when you get to that level, it's going to be different. You're going to be showing 5 people a day about your business by doing Zooms, by doing little events, and it just grows and grows and grows. But it's going to start with having 5 very sharp people who want what you want. So let me pop over here, look in the chat window. Oh, so thanks for that, Debbie. So it's 9% of women earn 6 figures. I thought it was 20%. 9% of women earn 6 figures and 82% of them are in network marketing. That is huge. Okay, that's what it's all about. All right, so tonight I got a special broadcast. Hope to see you there. But give me 5 minutes and then I'll open up another Zoom.